Hey viewers, welcome to my channel Movie Reveal. Today which movie we reveal that is Ratatouille. But before you start the movie, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell notification so that our video can reach you first and we can be encouraged. And one more thing, it is not necessary, but you should like the video while watching and comment it. So without wasting time, let's start the movie. The start of the movie is pleasurable. Everything is excellent and rat named Remy is shown moving to a house. It had a great clan. There has been shown Paris country. Various type of food are cooked there. The clan of rats used to eat its food which was wasted. But Remy says to them, don't take your meal, searching it from the waste material. Remy used to take its meal after sniffing. It used to take the edible things which seems to eat fresh and natural. On the other side, it had also a problem. Why am I eating the wasted food of someone? So it wanted to cook its own food. One chef named Gisto was his favorite. He was the reputed and number one chef of Paris. Remy used to visit an old lady's house to watch his cooking show. But that old man feels it today that there is a rat in my house. That old lady begins to fire her gun, picking it, but she also fires her roof while firing. There was a clan of Remy on the roof. Now thousands of the rats are fallen down because of the damage of the roof. The old lady begins to fire more in fear and the rats run outside. It had started a heavy rain, so Remy is left behind because he is youngest in its clan. Being afraid, Remy's family is running fast and it moves to the sewerage. One dwells on the piece of wood, other is on the leaf while other and someone else. They are also calling Remy, but it was far behind. It had picked up the chef book while leaving that house and it attempts to reach there, taking sport of it but in vain. Its clan had gone far from it because it was raining and there was the fast movement of the water which take them away. Now Remy remains in that sewerage along with that book for 1 or 2 days, but he finds no sign of its clan. It is very depressed and it begins to read the book. Then its favorite chef Castian appears before it. He asks it, why are you being sad? You have a great time of your life and this world is vast. Why you stay where you born? Where you born? Move ahead. Proceed to that world which allures you, which you want to get. You will get it soon. Being excited, Remy is walking in the dream. At last he reaches that place where the most reputed restaurant of Castile was situated. It is sitting on the top floor of it. It does not believe that it has reached here because nothing is impossible if someone struggles. Now the inner side of restaurant is shown, which activities are being performed in the kitchen of the restaurant. Staff members of that restaurant are working. Then a boy comes there holding the documents. It seems that he had come here for a job. So the short heightened head of the restaurant, he tells him, we need a garbage boy, so we hire you as a garbage man. That boy, whose name is Linguini, he drops the cooking soup there while working. He is very frightened, thinking, what should I do? It is a great quantity which has been wasted. So he begins to add many things to increase its quantity. It is being observed by Remy and the ghost of Gaston, which was along with Remy. As being the lover of cooking, it could not bear it that Linguini is spoiling the soup, doing the different experiments. He begins to behave strangely as it itself wants to do something. Meanwhile, it drops in the sink of kitchen from the glass roof. It is wetted. It tries to escape from there. Anyhow, it moves to the window so it may go out from there. But it says, sniffing the soup, he has spoiled the whole soup. The passion of its being chef begins to reawaken and it wants to cook something new. It begins to use the ingredients laying beside. It begins to add different herbs, spices and sauces into the soup. But Linguini also observes it there. He struggles to catch it. Then short heightened head of the restaurant thinks that Linguini is cooking soup. He says to him, holding his shirt, how dare you to touch the soup? Meantime, the waiter of that place approaches and he goes to serve the soup to the customers while pouring into the bowls because he does not know which problem has been created here. The head head goes after him to stop as he cast a glance at him, but it was too late and waiter had gone outside. Head is worried while coming inside because he knew that this soup is going to receive the bad compliments and he will also be insulted with it. Then that customer calls him from outside who had taken the soup. Actually, she is critic who gives the remarks on soup and she always rates it. She says to that head, your cooked soup is very tasty. The head does not trust and says to Linguini, how did you cook a very tasty soup? Linguini is not able to utter a word as not understanding anything. Now head himself tastes that soup. He says to Linguini, you will cook this soup in front of us, so we may check which ingredients you have mixed in it. Remy is also listening it. It begins to go out of window to rescue itself, but the head glimpses it. Linguini says to him, throw it, going outside. Linguini take it out while catching, but Linguini does not throw it but starts talking to it. Had you really cooked that soup? So Remy begins to nod before him. They start to communicate with each other, but Remy also wants to get freedom. So Remy runs away as Linguini opens the lid of the jar lid. Linguini is saddened that I have not cooked soup. I was helped by it. How will I cook soup if it leaves? Remy returns where it observes that Linguini has saddened. Now they both move to the small house of Linguini. Now Remy makes their breakfast as the morning arrives and they both go to the restaurant together. They begins to think how will they cook together because the restaurant had only ordered to Linguini to cook the soup. In fact, Remy had cooked it. How will it guide to him? So they hit upon an idea and Remy hide in the chef head of Linguini and it begins to pull its hair as one play with the joystick. So Remy begins to pull Linguini's hair to tell him how this step is taken. How will he lift an ingredient and which one? They make a good practice. Going to the house, the movements of both had got similarity with each to a large extent. Next day, Linguini cooks that soup in the restaurant. In the same way as was told by Remy, it made him cook. Now the head of the restaurant declares, you cooked a tasty soup. I promote you from the garbage man to the junior chef. But that head joins a female chef with him to train and keep an eye on him. And she starts to tell more things. She also tells him the favorite dialogue of Gasto. It was also their slogan that anyone can cook, no matter which type of the past you had. Either you were a garbage man, but you can also cook. Meanwhile, restaurant head is seen who was reading those documents brought by Linguini for the job. He knows that Linguini is not anyone else but the son of Gasto. He says, I cannot believe it. He calls a person and order him take the cap of Gasto and check the DNA from it. Then tell me after matching with the Linguini's DNA, either he is really the son of Gasto. Now the scene turns and it is seen that they wanted to cook something new. Restaurants had asked Linguini, can you cook something new? Now Linguini and that female chef start to cook something, but Remy was again holding sway over Linguini again and it was mixing the ingredients in that recipe according to its will. Then female chef brings her made sauce to add on it when this dish is cooked, but Remy had prepared the sauce from that time. Then Linguini adds that sauce into the dish and that dish is again presented to outside. All customers compliments perfectly for that dish and its rate is gone high, but that had still used to behave trick with Linguini. Now he has to wash all the dishes. Contrarily, when Remy is going outside of the restaurant, he glimpses the shadow of someone. It was no one else but its brother. It seems that its clan was in its surroundings. It turns back to its clan again, so its clan gets excited. Remy reveals everything there. Remy's father says to it, keep yourself away from the human being. Human beings take the lives of the rats. Remy is very frightened hearing and seeing it. But when he moves to the restaurant next day, it observes that Linguini is sleeping because he had a work burden. It tries to awaken him, but he is the profound sleep. Female chef is also talking to him, but he is not replying her. Then female chef begins to leave after being angry. Linguini also awakens at that time and they both go outside together. And they had started to talk started to like each other with the passage of time. On the other side, a very reputed and number one critic is Sean. He used to rate the famous restaurant as 5-star and 7-star. Once he had also rated Guestia's restaurant, but it was criticized. He had written the bad compliments for it. Reading them, Guesto suffered from heart attack and he was died. When these bad critics know about it, that Guesto restaurant is going at the high rating, then he come in rage. When Linguini and female chef are talking with each other in the kitchen, so Remy feels ill because Linguini was not to habit of talking with it now. Remy thinks, my father tells truth. Humans beings do not take care of us, but I take care of my clan, so I will steal the food for them. It means Remy was going to steal the food from this kitchen, but the kitchen is locked when it moves there, and the restaurant had its key. Remy finds someone notes as it goes to the office of the head. There is written on those documents that Linguini is really the son of Guesto. It is the will of Guesto that my son will be the owner of my restaurant after my death. Now had also know that he is really Linguini, one and only son of Guesto. Remy escapes from there, taking those documents from there, but the head also begins to chase it. He is unable to catch it. Remy hands these documents over to boss. It was fortunate had knocked at Linguini's door because all property of restaurant was under his ownership. Afterward, that deceptive head is terminated from the restaurant. Now Linguini was praised by everyone. His restaurant got more popularity because they had know that he is the son of Guesto. He had surely had a taste in his hand. Then that bad critic visits his restaurant and says to him that I will visit next week and I will rate your food. Meanwhile, a dispute breaks out between Linguini and Remy. Linguini says to Remy, okay, I have learned many things. I don't need of yours. He expels Remy from that restaurant. Remy is too grieved. It says, I always treated him well. In spite of this, he is doing as such. He brings its clan into that kitchen in rage and it starts to steal the food. When Linguini looks at them, so he cages Remy while catching it. But that day had arrived when that creative had to visit their restaurant and he demands peculiar dish which had not seen cooked ever before. Now Linguini is very afraid because he had not knowledge to cook something new. On the other side, Remy is also saddened in the cage. Then Remy's clan frees it from the cage coming there. When Remy observes that Linguini is in a very difficult situation, then he does not know anything how to cook the food, so it goes to help him. Now all staff members try to hit it while glimpsing a rat there, but Linguini says to them, don't end it. It is this rat behind it what I cooked till today. Its name is Remy. It used to trigger me and all become very furious hearing this fact. This says we trust you that you have taste in your hand, but it was all lie. You were serving us the food cooked by the rat. They all go, leaving his restaurant. Now he is quite left alone. Then Remy's clan approaches there and these rats says to Remy, we will help him because Guesto says anyone can cook. Indeed, we are not human beings, but we are fond of cooking. First of all rats clean themselves. Then they start to cook. Meantime, health inspector visits there. He runs away while noticing the number of the rats in the kitchen. It means he will surely report to the newspaper that there are rats in this restaurant. As a result, its rating will be lowered. Anyone that dish being to be cooked, there was rats in the kitchen everywhere. On the other side, Linguini was taking the orders from outside and he was also serving them. Now that dish served to that critic, he closes his eyes as he takes the first taste of it. He had not eaten such a tasty dish till today except that time when his mother used to cook it for him, because he used to live in a village in his childhood where his mother used to cook it. Adding the vegetables, female chef had also reached there at that time who had helped Linguini a little bit. Now that critic says it was wrong what I committed, but I cannot explain about the dish which I have eaten today. how much I have liked it. He asks, introduce your chef with me. Linguini and the female chef bring that Remy when everyone leaves. They inform the critics, it is our chef. Critics is shocked seeing it, but he says, I really enjoyed the taste of the food. Next day, it is seen on the newspaper that critics has good analysis, and it has also been written with it that this restaurant's chef is a rat. Contrarily, that hill inspector has also closed this restaurant because of the presence of the rats, which critics also wrote that rat is the chef of this restaurant. So Linguini had to close that restaurant. Obviously, human beings do not relay the rats. After this, Linguini opens his one more restaurant where chef was not anyone else but Remy. Female chef was also along with him, and that critics used to visit there to take meal. All were very excited. The movie also complete with this upbeat ending. Viewers, if you like this explanation, please share this movie to your friends. Stay with us, stay connected, and thanks for watching.